Welcome to the lesson on utilizing footnote citations in academic writing. Please have your blue book with you during this lesson, as we will refer to it often. Let's take a look at the roadmap for today's lesson. We will cover why we use footnotes in the first place, where this information is located in the blue book, when it is appropriate to use footnotes, differences in in-text versus footnote citations, citing cases, short form Rule 10.9 in the Blue Book, citing journals and law reviews in footnotes, and supra. Introduction to footnotes. If you have ever seen a law review or journal article, you will notice that none of these citations are found in text or directly following the sentence with a full citation. Rather, you see a footnote placed at the end of the sentence and the citation information contained below. That is the kind of citation we will be covering today. There is an example of how this looks in the following slide. Here we have an example from the Denver Law Review. This is from an article written by a DU student. If you are interested in reading the full article, there is a citation on the right. Here, you can see that corresponding cites are found in the footer below, and you can see the format footnotes take. Why use footnotes? Footnotes remove clutter from the article itself, while still allowing each sentence containing information to be represented with a citation. Next, footnotes are different than litigation legal writing, where judges and lawyers want to be able to see cited material immediately to check its authenticity and applicability. Finally, academic writing is meant to be read without constantly looking up cases and statutes to check or respond to legal arguments. Footnotes in the Blue Book. As a rule of thumb, whether citing footnotes or in-text citations, check the Blue Book for the proper format. There are specific rules for certain aspects of footnotes in academic writing, but many citations apply the same rules universally that you have previously learned. Rule 1.1 generally. In law review pieces, all citations appear in footnotes appended to the portions of the text in which they refer. See also Blue Pages B1. Actual footnote placement. Rule 1.1a. Footnotes should appear at the end of the textual sentence after punctuation except for a dash or colon. Order of authorities and signals in footnotes. Rule 1.3 and 1.4 on pages 60 through 65. This is the same as in-text citations. For the most part, the citations rules for footnotes are the same as you have previously learned. However, there are some specific rules regarding case citations you should be aware of. This is why you will be intimately involved with the Blue Book if you ever write onto a journal, and what a treat that would be. Differences in text versus footnote citations. Citing cases in footnotes. Major differences from in-text citations here. For one, we have italics only for short form, and two, we have differences in citation frequency. Look at Rule 10.9a in the Blue Book. In full case citations, the case name is not underlined nor italicized. It is left in plain text. Short form citations of the case name are italicized. Short form citations are only used if the case is cited in one of the preceding 5 footnotes. Otherwise, a full citation is required. In this example, notice how the full citation at the top for Peña-Rodriguez is followed by the short cite 4 citations later. Citing journals and footnotes. Journals often cite other law review or journal articles, so knowing how to do this properly in footnotes will prove to be very useful. Look to the Blue Book Rule 16 periodical materials for this information. The main components of a law review citation include the author's full name in plain text, the title of the article in italics, the journal volume number and abbreviated name. Look to Table 13.1 Institutions for this, the first page and pin site, and finally the year of publication. Look to the next slide to see an example. Notice the order of the components that we laid out in the previous slide within this example. Now on to supra. Since law review and journal articles are often lengthy and repeat sources often, we have the wonderful supra to help us out. Rules for supra are located on page 80 in the Blue Book, specifically Rule 4.2. Supra is used to cite previously cited citations in the article and saves the author from repeating the full cite. Supra cites the first headnote where the full citation appears and includes a pin site. The supra citation requires the author last name, supra in italics, the original note number, and a pin site. Supra can be used for all citations except cases, statutes, constitutions, legislative materials, restatements, model codes, or regulations. In this example, notice how Note 34 refers back to the first time the journal article was cited and contains the main author's last name. If you have any questions, talk to your TAs or any member of the Denver Law Review on campus. They will be more than willing to share their experiences. But don't worry, Law Review should not be on your mind until after you have survived your first year. And now, quiz time. Please proceed to Canvas to take a quiz on footnotes in academic journals.